right? Right. Okay. Right. Question number one, the velocity time graph. Yes. Question says, paper 7. Question number one. Right. This way, question says, particle P starts from A, particle Q starts from B. Right. Particle P moves with the acceleration A until it gets the velocity U. Once the particle P gets the velocity U, particle Q begins from here, right, with velocity U. Okay. As the particle P gets its velocity U, okay, Q begins from B in the opposite direction. The distance between A and B given as simple D. Okay, right. So then the VT graph asking, right. So now VT graph has two axes for the positive velocity and negative velocity are this way. Right. Now P moves this way. P has acceleration motion, moves with the acceleration A, tan theta. Then it takes the velocity U. This velocity U. Then it begins to move with uniform velocity U thereafter. At the moment P gets this velocity U, Q moves in the opposite direction. So therefore velocity should be negative. And it starts with the velocity U. Some students, they have started their VT graph, right, from here. No. Q starts as the particle P gets the velocity U. This way. Right. Right. Okay. This is VT graph. Negative U. This way we can construct the VT graph. Okay. Let us take here O, A, B, C, D, right, and EF. EF. This is the Q. This is P. Okay. Now, first question asking what? Using this velocity time graph, find the distance traveled by the particle P with constant acceleration. That means we need to find OAB area, right? Okay. We know tan theta. Tan theta is the acceleration. Tan theta, simple A. Tan theta is simple A. Right. By OAB triangle, we can write tan theta equals U over OB. Tan theta is A, U over OB, then OB equals U over A. The distance traveled with the acceleration mean OAB area. Right. distance traveled by P with uniform acceleration. Uniform acceleration is equal to OAB area. Right. OAB area given by half base into perpendicular height. This is now OB. We found U upon A. This area is the distance traveled by the particle P with acceleration half U over A into U. U squared over 2A. Okay, right. Really, the marks coming in this case, since this is a very short question, for this is 15 marks. And this is another 15 marks. Then for the graph, 30 marks coming. That is the unusual marks because this is one question, 100 whole marks should be divided among the steps. Right? Question is too shorter. That's why this way we get big amount for the mark for the graph. Otherwise, you get 5 for this and 5 for this. Huh? Right. Okay. Now, identifying this area is the distance traveled. Substituting for this and getting the answer 5 marks. This also 5 marks. Next one asking, show that the two particles V and Q pass each other at time this. Okay. Really, we have stopped drawing the VT graph. One occasion, after passing this position here, right, P will be here and Q will be here, right? This is P, this is Q. Okay. Right. So that moment, the time asking. Okay. Right. First of all, we'll find this time. This time I'll take as T. What is this time? Right. Actually, once the particle P and Q meet each other, up to that moment only, we have drawn the VT graph. So therefore, this is the time the two particles meet each other. If you know this T, right, then we can find the time for them to meet each other. Okay. Right. Now, you know, once they meet here, the distance P traveled is this. By that moment, the distance Q traveled is this. So that sum of the distances traveled by P and Q should be equal to what? D. Okay. Then up to this moment, the distance traveled, the distance traveled by P given by this area, distance Q traveled given by this area. Their total going to be D. Okay. Then you can write OA DC area, OA DC area plus BC EF area is equal to D. Right. This OA DC area I can split into two parts. This area plus this area. Right. Then I can write it OAB area plus ABCD area plus BCEF area equals D. These two together we can write. This is OAB area. We found the answer for OAB area U squared over 2A. These two together mean what? This plus this. What is that? ADEF area. ADEF. ADEF area. This is equal to D. This ADEF area you can easily find. It is what? It's a rectangle. Height is 2u. This is T. 2u T. Okay. Right. Then we can write U squared over 2a plus 2u into T is equal to D. Okay. Then, of course, by this we can find the time t. Right. Find the time t by solving this. Then we get the time as this answer asking. Simplify this, you will get the time. I'm not going to show the steps in simplifying this. D over 2u minus u over 4a. This way we get the time. So here the marks come in. For this is 5 marks. Substitute in here this 5 marks. And the final answer 5 marks. With here t, but asking the time is not this. Right. Therefore, the two particles pass each other. Therefore, two particles pass each other. Right. What is the total time? Up to here, the time we need to find. U over a plus t. U over a plus t. Right. U over a plus t. 5 marks for this. U over a plus t means this answer. D over 2u minus this way. Okay. Then simplifying this, you get again the asking answer. Half 3u over 2a plus d upon u. Right. Now, here 5 marks. For this 5 marks. Correct, no? Hmm. Right? For this tan theta equals say 5 marks coming, no? Okay, next one asking, find the total distance traveled by the particle P to meet the particle Q. Total distance traveled by P to meet Q. Right. What is that? OADC. OADC. Give us by OADC area. This is 5 marks. And now we'll write OADC area. It's a trapezium, or else we can take OAB area. OAB area u squared over 2a. And ADCB area u into t. U into t. T, the time this. D over 2u minus u over 4a. Okay. For this 5 marks come in, substitution for t this, and simplify this, you get the last answer. 5u squared over 4a plus d by 2. For this, another 5 marks. Okay, another 5 marks. Right. That's the question number 1. Question number 2. Related to acceleration question. No, related to acceleration question. Related to acceleration question. Right now. Right. Question number 2, related to acceleration question. We'll draw the diagram first. You see, we have the wedge. Right. We have this way the diagram. Right. Here A, B, C, D. Right. This angle given as theta. Right. When you have this way, people question, always mark all forces, all important things you have to mark. Then only you get full marks for the right. Full marks for the diagram. Okay. Full marks for the diagram. Right. Now here normal reaction R. Okay. Weight is 3 mg. Here is normal reaction 5 mg. Right. Here tension T. Everywhere along the spin the same tension. This way. Here the weight is 2 mg. Weight is 2 mg. Right. This point is all. R. Right. At time t equals t only, we draw this diagram. Right. Now we measure the distances. Let us take this distance as x. This is z. Then if this is z, the acceleration is z double dot. Let us take this as x. Acceleration x double dot. Take this length as y. Acceleration is y double dot. Right. Right? This way, we have to measure the distances. Then accelerations are like this. Okay. Now, we are given tan theta 3 by 4. Tan theta 3 by 4. Then by drawing a triangle for tan theta 3 by 4, the hypotenuse is 5. Then we can write sine theta and cos theta. Sine theta 3 by 5, cos theta 4 by 5. Like this. Okay. And the acceleration of P, this is the particle P. It has two accelerations. It's a double dot down along the plane CA, leftward x double dot, that is the acceleration of the wedge. Really, wedge is moving rightward. Huh? We don't worry about direction of motion of the wedge. We know correctly we get the answer. Only thing we have to do everything correctly, right? So then we can write acceleration of P relative to Earth this way x double dot, this way is a double dot, this angle is theta. Okay. Right, for this we get 5 marks, and for the acceleration other 5 marks. Now we can write length of the string as the next equation. Length of the string at time t, at t equals t. Okay, but length, this is 6, right? Then you know, if I draw vertical line here, this way, therefore this also x. The length between these two, that is the diameter of this, that is a constant, diameter constant, no? This is constant. That means this is a constant, right? This is a constant, suppose C1, right? Therefore, this is a constant. This portion of the string is constant. That is equal to this. And also, people, this portion also a constant C2. That also a constant. Then what is the whole length? Here x, here x, 2x, here y, 2y, and here is z. And the rest constants. What are the constants of the string? This semicircumference is a constant. This height is a constant. This part is a constant. Understand? The whole constant we take as single constant. And you can very clearly understand this height constant. Reason, this level in the ground and this level in the ground is always a constant value. Understood? Right. So therefore, we can write the length. Length is 2x plus 2y, 2x plus 2y plus z plus c is equal to L. Okay. Then differentiating twice here. L, what is L? Length of the string. We get 2x double dot plus 2y double dot plus z double dot is equal to 1. Number 1. Right? For this we get 5. Right. Now we apply F equals MA. Number 1 for P. This way. For that, 5 mg sine theta is the force minus T. 5 mg sine theta minus T. 5 mg sine theta minus T equals 5m times, acceleration should be taken here, is a double dot plus x double dot cos theta. Is a double dot x double dot cos theta. Okay. So here, marks come in this way. This side 5 marks, this side 5 marks, and now substitute for sine theta and cos theta by these answers. Then we get this way 3mg minus t, 3mg minus t equals 5m times, right? 5m is a double dot plus 4m x double dot. This is number 2. Okay. This we got substitute for sine theta 3 by 5 and cos theta 4 by 5. Okay. Then for this we get 5 marks. Right. The diagram you get 20 marks. To get the 20 marks, all the accelerations, all the forces, everything you have to correctly mark. Otherwise, out of this 20, you will lose some marks. Remember, in the diagram, all possible forces and important thing you must mark. Right? Clearly, you have to mark them to get the full marks for the diagram. Huh? Right. Then we apply next one. Secondly, we can apply F equals ma for capital R downward. 2mg minus 2t equals 2my double dot. Then we can cancel down here this 2. Then we get mg minus t equals my double dot. This is number 3. We get 10 marks for this. Okay. Next one, number 3. For the system we apply. For the system. System means wedge and this particle P. We apply rightward. Then what is the force acting? This T you can cancel down. This T and this T, 2T, rightward. 2T equals, right. Here mass 3m, acceleration minus x double dot. And here 5m, acceleration should be taken from here. Acceleration should be taken from here. It is x double dot plus z double dot cos theta, leftward, but we apply rightward. Therefore, that should be minus. Minus x double dot plus z double dot cos theta. Okay. Now, there you are getting the marks for this 5 marks, for this 5 marks, for this another 5 marks. Then here, substituting for this cos theta and taking this x double dot together, finally, this equation we get simplifying t equals minus 4mx double dot minus 2m z double dot. Up to this, it will be simplified. And this is for this another 5 marks. The simplification, of course, I haven't shown there. You can take that answer there. Substitute for cos theta and take in x double dot together and cancel in by 2. This way we get that. Okay. Now, we can find the rest answers. We take 2 minus 3. Okay, 2 minus 3. Right, when you take 2 minus 3, we get This is number 3. This is number 2. 3 mg minus mg. 2 mg minus t minus 2 will cancel off. 2 mg. Right hand side we get 5m z double dot 4m x double dot minus my double dot. Minus sign you can cancel down. And simplifying this, we can take 5z double dot 4x double dot y double dot 2g, equation number 5. For this another 5 marks. And take 3 plus 4. When you take 3 plus 4, this 2 when we add, again minus t plus t we can cancel down. We get mg equals my double dot minus 4mx double dot minus 2m z double dot. There again you can cancel down this m. Okay. Then we get the equation here, y double dot minus 4x double dot minus 2z double dot is equal to g. This is number 6. For this also another 5 marks. Now equation number 1 we multiply by 2 and then add with this number 6. Okay. Equation number 1 means that we multiply by 2. There we get 4x double dot 4y double dot plus 2z double dot. Then what happens is the x double dot and z double dot will cancel. Then we get 5y double dot is equal to right hand side g. Okay. Equation number 1 we multiply by 2. And then y double dot is g by 5. Okay, no? Then asking tension T. By number 3 we can take y double dot we know, put that we are here. Right, by 3 T we get mg minus my double dot. Y double dot is g by 5. 5 mg minus mg, 4 mg by 5. Right here we get 5 marks. And for this you get another 5 marks. Okay. Next question is projectile question. Projectile question. Right. Right. That question we are given this way. Here O at a height h. Here the point B. Projected with velocity v. This angle given as alpha. And here A. Particle is projected with velocity u. Right. Here this is q particle. Okay. All right. This way. This distance given as d. Let us take this point. This is h. I'll take the whole height I take as h dash. Right. Particles collide in the mid-area. Mid-area doesn't mean in the midpoint. Mid-area means in the space above the level of B. While the particle P moving horizontally. While the particle P moving horizontally mean when during the projectile a particle moves horizontally mean, right? Its vertical velocity is 0. Vertical velocity is 0. Its vertical velocity is 0. Right. Correct, no? They collide each other when particle P moves horizontally. When particle P moves horizontally means vertical velocity 0. Okay. Here P has the vertical velocity 0. Right. Now we can write, I take this point as C, where the two particles collide each other. For AC motion, we apply, for AC motion, we apply for AC motion of P, we apply V equals U plus AT upwards. It's 0 velocity finally. U sin alpha minus gt. Then we get time t u sin alpha over g. U sin alpha over g. Okay. Now for the same AC motion, we apply v squared equals u squared plus 2as upwards for p. At the maximum height, at this point of collision, vertical velocity is 0, no? It is nothing but the maximum height. V is 0. U means u sin alpha perfect squared minus 2g h dash. Okay. Then by this we can cancel down subject h dash. It is u squared sine squared alpha divided by 2g. Okay. Right. Here you get 5 marks. And for this 5 marks. And here 5 marks and this h dash answer is 5 marks. Right. Now for this q, considering the BC motion from here to here, we apply again s equals ut plus half at squared. But remember, q is not its maximum height. Okay, right. So therefore, it has a vertical velocity component, right? For Q, we apply S equals ut plus a half vt squared upwards for B C motion. For BC motion. What do you get there? H equals V sine alpha. Time taken is what, people? Both particles are projected at once. Once the particle Q is projected from here, same time particle P is projected from A. Then for their collision, the times taken by them equal. Okay, so that in the sense, the time taken by the particle P to rise the maximum height is this. The same time already taken Q, no, to reach that position, because both are projected same time. Yes. Then this T is U sine alpha over G. U sine alpha over G minus half G U sine alpha over G perfect square. For this 5 marks, for this 5 marks. Right. Now, we know H dash, this height is equal to this simple H plus capital H. Simple H plus capital H. Then there, we can substitute for H dash, U squared sine squared alpha over 2G H plus, right here, capital H, UV sine alpha sine squared alpha over G minus, here we get G squared, 1G we can cancel it with this, U squared sine squared alpha, here divided by 2G. Okay, then you can simplify that. Subject H, how? Take this to the side and this, then subject H, you get this answer, right? H equals therefore U sine squared alpha over G times U minus V. Here marks come in for the step 5 marks, right? Taking this to the side and simplifying subjecting this H and taking the required answer, 10 marks, final answer, right? Okay, what is next asking? Yes. Now you can write, now S equals ut, we apply, S equals ut, we apply for Q rightward. Okay, I'll take that one as S1. That means this length I'm saying, this one, S1. Let us take this as S2. What is S1? S1 is equal to B cos alpha times T. What is T? T is the time, this one we found. For P, we apply leftward. It is S2, right? U cos alpha times T. Right. Then for this 5 marks, for this 5 marks. But S1, this and S2, this sum is D. S1 plus S2 sum is D. Equate that. Sum of S1, S2 to D. S1 plus S2 sum is equal to D. Right. V cos alpha T, U cos alpha T equals D. Now, this is 5 marks. Now substitute for T. V cos alpha T means U sine alpha over G, U cos alpha. T means U sine alpha over G equals D. Okay. Right, we will now simplify here. We get the answer in terms of sine to alpha. How? Here you can take U over G out. Okay, now we have V sine alpha cos alpha, right? And here U sine alpha cos alpha, this is equal to D. Correct, no? Now you can multiply this by 2, mean time divided by 2. That 2 I write here, that 2 I write here, and mean time this and this both we have divided by 2. That 2 I write we are here. Then this is 2 sine alpha cos alpha is sine to alpha. It's also sine to alpha. Take that sine to alpha out. Then we get U over 2G sine to alpha. Within bracket, we get U plus V. U plus V is equal to D. We get that answer. Okay. Yes, here. Right, 5 marks we got. And this answer, another 10 marks. Okay. Next one. Asking the question this way. Reduce. Hence, reduce if U equals V. In order to occur the collision in the above manner, particle Q should be projected from the point O. Right. Right. You can see if U equals V, right? Here. If U equals V here, you can see U and V being equal means this bracket is 0. This bracket 0 means H 0, right? If U equals V, H equals 0, right? Okay? H equals 0 means this height is 0. This height is 0 means particle Q is projected from the point O. Okay? Then write down H0 in, this is 5 marks. Then write, then particle Q should be projected from O. The particle Q should be projected from O. For the sentence, 5 marks. Then particle Q should be projected from O. For that sentence, 5 marks. Right. Now, furthermore, we can write if U equals V, S1 I can write. S1 I can write V cos alpha, right? S1 means V cos alpha T, no? In that equation, T equals U sin alpha over G. Okay, this is nothing but S1. U equals V mean, for this V also I can put U and U squared divided by G. We get sin alpha cos alpha. We multiply that by 2 sin alpha cos alpha. Here, we divide by 2. Then we get S1 U squared over 2G sin 2 alpha. Okay. For this, we get 5 marks. Right. And what is your D? We got the answer for D. Now, D equals, I'm talking about when U equals V. Put here U for this place of V also. Then we get D equals U over 2G sin 2 alpha. U plus U means 2U. Right. Then there you get this and this we can cancel down. D equals what? U squared over G sine 2 alpha. But you can write here U squared over G sine 2 alpha is 2s1, right? This is nothing but 2s1. That says s1 equals d by 2. Hmm? Right? Okay, find in this 5 marks and write in d this way, another 5 marks. S1 equals d by 2 for this another 5 marks. What do you mean by this? S1 means this length, no? It is equal to half of this d. That means what? Collision takes place at the midpoint of OA. Hmm? At the midpoint of OA. Then you can write final answer in words. Hence, collision takes place vertically above the midpoint of OA. For that, you get 5 marks. Hence, collision takes place vertically above the midpoint of OA. The midpoint of OA. Okay. That's question number 3. Okay. Question number 4. Right. For the next paper also, we have only applied. In that paper, the questions available are these. First question is related to acceleration. Second question is circular motion. Jointed rods available. Boss notation available. And right. Related to acceleration, circular motion, boss notation, jointed rods. Another 2 more I put, I can't remember that. Right. Only applied this time, huh? Right. Okay. The next one, question number 4. The framework shown in the diagram consists of 4 equal light rods this way. Right. Framework is smoothly hinged at C. It can freely turn in the vertical plane. Right. And kept in equilibrium with CB vertical and BD horizontal by means of a horizontal string BE as shown in the diagram. Using Boss notation, draw a stress diagram for the framework. Hence find the reaction. Hence find the reaction. No? Using the stress diagram only asking. Before, don't go to find that. Because hence available. While you are having hence word, if you find it in other words, in other way, you won't get full marks. Okay. Hence find the reaction of hinge C and tension in the string. Determine the stresses of all rods indicating tension and thrust. Okay. Okay. We'll draw a diagram there first. This an equilateral triangle. This side also equal to this. B here. A. W. Here D. Here there's a hinge. C. Here we have E. Right. Now we can cover these three sides equal, no? This 60. This 60. This is 60. Here 90, this and this equal means these two angles are also equal, each 45. Right? To denote the reaction here, we just draw a line. That's how we learned in the theory class. If we need to find the reaction at the joint, see, it's a hinge. I told you just to draw a line to represent, right, that. Okay. Now we can close this by a closed curve like this. Right? Okay. The regions are taken like this. This is region A, this whole thing, yeah, and this is region B, this is region C, this is region D, this is region E. Right. Then first we can draw the stress diagram to the joint A, because always we have to take a joint which has only two unknown forces. That joint is A. Right. Then this is A, B downward W, B, E this way, E, A this way. Right. A, B downward. This way, right. Here A, here B. This is W. Okay. Now BE makes BE parallel to AB. We'll draw, right? To represent this force in the rod AB, we must draw BE line. Simple B, simple E line should be drawn parallel to AB. That means making 60 with the horizontal like this. 60 with the horizontal means 30 with the vertical. Somewhere on this line, we should have point E. And AE line should be drawn. Through the point A, we must draw a line parallel to AD side AE. Right? That also makes 30 degrees with the vertical, no? Like this. You can see if this is 30, this is 30. This is what? Isosceles triangle. Therefore, this vertex, from the vertex, when we drop a perpendicular, this point should be midpoint of this side. According to that, right, geometry we must draw. Okay, right. Then we have this way. It should be like this. 30. This point should be E. Right, now we can go to the joint D because we know this force we know, then at the joint D we have only two 1-1 forces. ED horizontal. This way. D should be somewhere on this line. ED horizontal, no? ED horizontal. Okay. DA. DA. A is here. Through this point A, we must draw a line parallel to CD. That means making 45. Like this. Here 45. Then this should be point E. You know, people, this ED horizontal, AB vertical, here 90. Then this point should be what? The midpoint. Okay, midpoint. Reason? This side and this side equal, no? This base and this perpendicular to each other. Therefore, this is altitude. Then you know these two triangles are congruent triangles. Hypotenuse and side. Then this point should be the midpoint. Therefore, this length and this length should be equal. So therefore, this length should be W by 2. This also W by 2 because the whole length we identified as W. Right. Now, next one. We can now come to joint this, right? B, we can come to joint B. Right, come to joint B. BE. BE horizontal. Right? And CD vertical. Really, I must make this one to be D, no, not E, because ED, ED horizontal, AD must make 45. This point not E, it is D, ED, right? Now come to joint B. BC horizontal, BC horizontal, this is B. BC horizontal, she should be somewhere on this line. She should be somewhere on this line. She should be somewhere on this line. BC horizontal. CD vertical. C should be somewhere on this line. D is here. From the point D, we draw a vertical line like this. They meet at a certain point. That point should be our point C. Here 90. Okay, this is the stress diagram. For this, you get 20 marks. Right. This given 10 marks. Huh? Right. Right. Now we can find the lengths. Here, AE cos 30 equals W by 2. AE cos 30 equals W by 2. By this, we get AE cos 30 root 3 by 2, no? W over root 3. W over root 3. For this, you get 5 marks. Right. People, you know, AE and BE equal. BE equals AE equals, therefore, W over root 3. Right. Here, these two triangles, these two sides are equal. Right? Sides are equal. For this, another 5 marks. Next one. AD sine 45 W by 2. AD sine 45 equals W by 2. Correct, no? AD means this, no? This is 45. This side is here also 90, no? AD sine 45, W by 2. Simplifying this, we get AD root 2 W by 2. For this, we get another 5 marks. Right. DC. DC mean people, this is a really rectangle. Then DC is equal to W by 2. DC is equal to W by 2. These two are equal. For that also 5 marks. Next one, CB. CB means what? This length and this length being equal. AD cos 45. CB. CB is AB AD cos 45. AD we found root 2 W over 2 cos 45 1 over root 2 W by 2. Right. For this also 5 marks. Right. Now we need to find this ED. Right. ED. ED means this. ED is the sum of this and this. Right. What is ED? ED is equal to AE sine 30 and this BC length. No, BC length we found W by 2. ED mean therefore W by 2, that means this part, right? And plus this. This part is AE sine 30. AE sine 30. Right. AE we know W over root 3. Substitute them here and simplify this. W by 2 AE W over root 3 sine 30 is half. Then we get ED root 3 plus 1 divided by 2 root 3 times W. For this also 5 marks. Right. Now we need to find this AC. That is the reaction here. AC or CA. CA you can find by taking this length, whole length. Huh? CA. You can find this CA by applying Pythagorean theorem. Right? How take that now? AC. AC is equal to the square root of BC squared plus AB squared. BC W by 2 perfect squared. AB squared mean AB means W. W squared. This is nothing but AC root 5 W by 2. Right. For this, we get 5 marks. What is this AC? Is the reaction here. that we found by using the stress diagram, not taking momento resolving forces. Then you should know how to use the stress diagram in this kind of situation to find the reaction. Okay. If you find that taking moments and resolving forces, you won't get marks because the word hence is there. Okay. Now, remember, whenever you find that reaction, not only the size of that, but direction also you should give. Because when we give a force, force has both magnitude and direction. Then you have to give that direction also. Really, the direction can be found. It is given by CA, no? When I join CNA, this way, right? You can very clearly understand. When you go to the joint C, we rotated anticlockwise, no? C A, C A, right? Is the force. C A, standing on the joint this, when you rotate C to A. CA direction, CA direction, this way. Therefore, the force act on the joint C this direction. Okay. So if I take this angle to be alpha, tan alpha is W by this. Understand? That direction also you must give tan alpha. Tan alpha. Opposite side is W. The adjacent side is W by 2. What W by 2 means that? BC, no? Right. This you can cancel down. Alpha equals tan inverse 2. Hmm? Tan inverse 2. Right. So therefore you must write reaction at C. Reaction at C is, right, phi W by 2 root phi W by 2, no? Root phi W by 2, right? Here angle alpha, alpha equals tan inverse 2. Okay, right. For this angle, giving the direction 5 marks. For this size, 5 marks. Then finally, the table. Before that, we'll go to mark tension and thrust. Okay. When you mark tension and thrust, here we can come to the joint D. This was given by A E. AE this way. Are they in this? Next one, ED. ED this way. Then other end is this. When you come to joint D, standing on joint D, rotate from here to here. DA. DA. This way. Look at the direction. D to A this way. Then we have to put the arrow here. Other side this. Okay. Then here you can see this one. This will have this force. This force has leftward component. To balance that, we must have like this. Okay. Then here it should be like this, because this will have downward component to balance this upward. The other side is this. Right. Now tension the string BC. BC. See the BC order? BC. We move this way. Then here we get. That's anyhow we know tension should be this way. No? Right. Now finally you can construct the table. Finally you can construct the table. Right. Right. Construct table there. Rod here. magnitude, tension here, and thrust. Thrust. Radius AB, AD, BD, BC, CD. Here, W over root 3, W over root 3 plus 1 over 2 root 3, W, right. BC, W by 2, CD, W over root 2. Third one, tension, and thrust. Second one, thrust. This and this thrust. Right. And asking here to find the tension also. Tension in the string. Tension in the string is given by BC. BC is this. That BC we found W by 2. Right? Then tension in the string is W by 2. W by 2. For these 5 marks and for this whole table, 20 marks come in. These 20 marks come in if all these are correct. Right? So if 1 or 2 wrong, then 5 marks sometimes will be deducted. If 3 wrong, then out of this 15, right, 20, 15 marks sometimes, but deducted. So therefore this 20 come in if everything is correct. Not this ones really. Here we found this tension thrust only. No, this ones of course we got marks. They are really, we consider this thrust and tension cases, right? Because for this you get marks that we got that earlier. So there you won't get that again, right? There we highly consider about tension and thrust case, right? Okay. And next one, the vector question. The vector question. Right. Okay. The vector question, first part is AB, two non-zero, non-parallel vectors. If alpha A vector plus beta B vector is zero vector, then show that alpha equals 0, beta equals 0. Right? Right. In this theory, we proved in the class for both directions, if and only if. But in this case, only one direction is available to prove. Right? Okay. We take let alpha not equal 0. We assume alpha not equal 0. Okay. Alpha not equal 0, we assume. Right. Running them. Since alpha not equal 0, we can divide this by alpha. Alpha A divided by alpha. Beta B divided by alpha. 0 vector divided by alpha. These two you can cancel down. A takes the right hand side minus beta of alpha B. I can take this as K. K is a real number, then A equals K times B. K equals minus beta of alpha. Okay. For this we get 5 marks. Now here when K is a real number, A vector is equal to a certain number times B vector. When two vectors are equal, you know what? Definitely the corresponding line segment should be parallel, no? Therefore, this says what? A vector and B vector are parallel. Okay. So this says vector A is parallel to vector B. 5 marks. Hmm? Right. Then you must write inwards. After coming here, you must write inwards. This is impossible because given that vector simple A and vector simple B, underline A and B. This is impossible because given that vector A and vector B are non-parallel vectors. Are non-parallel vectors. Right. This is impossible, meaning alpha not equal 0 is impossible. Therefore, alpha equals 0. Right. For this, 5 marks. Take this relation as star. Now using star. Now using star. Put alpha 0 here. 0 into A plus beta B equals 0 vector. 0 vector here. Right? 0 vector here. Then beta B 0 vector. Beta and B when you multiply, we get 0 vector. Right? Since B non-zero vector, given that beta should be 0. Since B not equals 0, this gives beta equals 0. Beta equals 0. Five marks. Right. There, right down. Hence, alpha equals 0 and beta equals 0. Alpha equals 0 and beta equals 0. For these 5 marks, the whole proof 30 marks come in here. Okay. Next question. OACB parallelogram related to the origin O. The position vector of the points A and B are simple A vector and simple B vector respectively. The midpoint of AC is L and M divides the side BC in the ratio 3:1. M is nearer to C. The lines OL and AM intersect at X. Show that OX vector is equal to this. Hmm? O A B C. Right. This is the vector A. This is vector B. L is the midpoint. These two are equal. Ratio 1 is to 1. Okay. M is on CB nearer to C. Ratio is 1 is to 3. OL OL and AM. Intersect at capital X. Right. Here, 0 vector. Right. Right. Now you can write for this diagram people 5 marks given. Na? 5 marks. Maximum 10 marks usually we get for the diagram. Na? Hmm? Right. OX you can write, OX vector, you can write lambda times OL vector. What's this? Lambda. Lambda is a real number, correct? No? OX vector you can write as a part of OL vector. Right. OX vector you can write lambda times OL vector you can write OA plus OA vector plus AL vector. Hmm? For this also 5 marks. Here also 5 marks. Furthermore, OX vector you can write lambda times. Now OA vector is simple A. AL vector means AL vector means L is midpoint, no? AC vector by 2. Half AC vector. But people, you know AC vector and this OB vector equal because this is parallelogram. Huh? We are given OA, CB is a parallelogram, no? Then this AC vector and OB vector are equal. Then this is also 5 marks. Then you can write OX vector lambda times A plus AC vector means B, no? B by 2. For this also 5 marks. Also, we can write OX vector in another way, right? Or X vector you can write OA plus AX, right? Then OX vector, you can write OA vector is simple A vector AX. AX vector you can write as a part of AM. I take that part mu AM. Okay. What is this mu? Mu is a real number. For this step, 5 marks coming. Then we can write OX vector A plus mu times AM vector you can write AM vector you can write AC plus CM. AC plus CM. What is another 5 marks? Simple A plus mu times AC vector means simple B. CM vector means CB vector is minus A, no? OA simple A vector. In the reverse direction, it is CB minus A. Then that CB vector is minus A, but M divide that in the ratio 1 is to 3. Then CM vector, we can write how? Minus simple A vector divided by 4. Okay. For this other 5 marks. And people, then we get OX vector, You can write, taking A vectors together and B vectors separately. 1 minus mu by 4 simple A plus mu into B, right? For this another 5 marks. Right. Now we equate OX vectors. Equate in OX vectors. OX vectors. What do you get? Lambda times that A vector plus B divided by 2 equals 1 minus mu by 4 simple A vector plus mu B. Right. Now A and B are non-parallel, non-zero vectors. No, then the left and right coefficients of A and B we can equate. Here lambda, right hand side 1 minus mu by 4. Number 1. Secondly, equate B coefficients in the left and right. Lambda by 2 is equal to mu. Right. Now, this mu equals lambda by 2, we put in number 1. Substitute in 1. This mu arms is lambda by 2, no? That we put here. Right. For the first equation, we get 5 marks. For the second equation also, we get 5 marks. One substitute like this, here also 5 marks given. Right. Once you substitute this, mu lambda by 2, lambda equals 1 minus lambda by 8 we get. By this we get lambda equals 8 over 9. This is 5 marks. Then we can write OX. OX is what? OX is lambda times, here we have no 8 upon 9. 8 upon 9. A vector plus vector B by 2. Then really simplify this. We get 4 by 9. Simplify here, taking common denominator. 2A plus B. For this another 5 marks. Right. Total 100 coming thereby. That is the vector question. This papers we must do again as homework. Huh? Now, when you were writing this paper, you couldn't write all the questions. Okay. But after knowing this way, right, the ways of getting the answers, now try to take the answers within like 2 hours or below that. Just writing this down and keeping this papers separately, no use. Okay. Remember, now you know the ways of getting the answers, no? If I give you the same question again to do within 15 minutes, sometimes you can't do this. So therefore, it is useless just to keeping these answers with you without practicing that again. Within minimum time, minimum possible time, we must do these 6 questions again as homework. Then only people, you will get rhythm, right? So smooth flowing of the subject material, once you need to answer a question, your brain should be able to give you. Until then, you have to practice this. Otherwise, always you are thinking, it takes more time. At the examination, mean people, time management is very important. So therefore, this is the time to waste in taking the answers. And thereafter, you have to improve that skill, and at the examination, no time to think, just to write only the examination, 3 hours we have to sacrifice. Right? Otherwise, people using this learning in the paper class like this useless. So therefore, during the 3 hours, you couldn't write even two questions. Some people they haven't written, but now you know. Therefore, taking another 2 hour period, right? Better to write this paper again as homework. If so, you will improve your skills very shorter time, and next papers you will see you can write in good way compared to the previous papers you wrote. I think most of you have the a little feeling that compared to the very first paper, now you can write little bit more than the earlier papers, no? Right? So you have to accelerate this within another few papers. Don't take more papers, right? So therefore, do the math homework again and again. This is how the easy way of improving your skills. Otherwise, people no time, no way, right? No way to improve the this skill. Only the way is working out the questions in a shorter time, right? Why should we use a short time to answer? You know, when you work out a question, sometimes not only in the working out questions. If I talk about mathematics, when you work out a question, if you have no time barrier, you can't keep your attention in one confined region. That means your attention is going here and there, uh, because you have no time barrier. So therefore, you know you can consume many time. Therefore, your concentration is not confined to small range. That is, in other words, to the same question, you can't what limit your concentration. You go somewhere, we come to somewhere, uh, drinking water, walking here and there, many things you do. But people, when you keep a certain time frame, in order to do the all questions within that time, that occasion, you focus always to minimize the time to work out a question. Thereby, you can train the skill focusing your brain for a certain purpose only. That is another difficult one. Okay, that is like a meditation. So that skill also people another good skill and very difficult to bring to your mind. That also very important one. Otherwise, once we think something which is little bit deeper, once we find little by little simplify and understand in that, if you don't have that skill, some unnecessary things come into mind and confuse and deviate in your track of thinking. Then finally you come to the close and you finally can't get the answer. So therefore, on focusing something only, that ability is very important. That also you have to improve by working out or doing the questions. Okay, right? Right. So therefore, keeping the time. Now this paper you should be able to do within 1.5 hours. Only 6 questions, no? Only 6 questions. 1.5 hours means 90 minutes, right? Okay, 90 minutes means for a question 15. 15 enough now. You know all the steps. You must take the time only to write. Check whether you can do like that. If so, people, remember you have a good potential that you can very easily improve. Okay, first identify your potentials, your skills, right? Otherwise, you have to do more. Right. Next part is circular motion part. This is 2021 question. 2021 question. It's a very simple question. Very simple question. Right? 2021 question. This time, no paper questions, huh? But on and off, I put some past paper questions which I feel bit important. Right? Okay. So now this question, it's a very easy one in that year. There's nothing to do, only the basic theories. Right, this way we have horizontal cube. This time in the paper also, a question having these two half circles, right? Right, this way we have a this is O. Right, the particle is projected from here. Particle is P, projected with velocity U. Okay, right here A. It comes here. Right, normal reaction coming this way. R. Here the velocity V, weight mg. Okay, I take this level as the P is zero level, potential energy zero level, potential energy zero level. With this angle theta. Here A, this also A. Somewhere here we have B and C here. This is D, radius A, here F, here E. Okay, right. For this diagram, 15 marks given. Now we can apply conservation of mechanical energy. Applying conservation of mechanical energy. Initially, at the initial moment, this particle has kinetic energy, half mu squared, no potential energy. Half mu squared is equal to here. Potential plus kinetic. So this height only we need. This height from here to here. All height is A. This is A cos theta. Then this is A minus A cos theta. Half mu squared mg A minus A cos theta. Right. Mu can cancel down. Right. For this we get 5 marks. For this we get 5 marks. For this we get 5 marks. By this, of course, we can subject v squared, first multiply by 2 and take to one side. Then the first answer come in. 2GA 1 minus cos theta, right? For this, another 5 marks come in. Okay. Right. Now, I'll take, when the particle reaches to the point C, I take its velocity as Vc. Vc. Okay. Right. Vc. Then we can write here. This equation is valid for the motion of the particle from A to C. Okay. Right. Then once the particle comes to the point C, it turns this way, no? This way it moves. As the particle moving this way, this line turning like this. Theta increasing. Once the particle comes to the point C, this theta will be 180. Put 180 here, right? U squared minus 2GA 1 minus cos 180. Cos 180 is minus 1, no? Okay. This is minus 1. minus minus plus, then we get VC squared, U squared minus 4GA. Right. So here 5 marks, here 5 marks. Okay, once the particle reaches the point D, we'll take its velocity as VD. VD. Right. You know, this is rough. Then once the particle moves from here to here, against the friction, it should spend certain energy. Understand? That is to say, a person has certain amount of money here. Right? Once you use this path, he has to pay for some gates available in the path. Then once he comes here, the initial amount of money will have decreased by certain amount. That amount gone for what? Paying for the gates available in the path. Okay. That says, people, we can write the total amount of money he had here should be equal to the money he has paid for the gates plus the money he has when he reaches D. In this case, money means the kinetic energy. The paid money means what? The kinetic energy spent to move against the friction. Understand? Okay, you know, the work is defined to be what? The work is defined to be F into D. F means the force. In this case, force is what? Friction. Frictional force is given by what? Mu r. That whole frictional force in this case given us. The frictional force is given us as how? Frictional force is given here half mg. Half mg. Okay. So therefore, to find the work, this F is half mg. With that, this distance A particle must move. Then this D is what? A. F is the force, half mg. Then what is the work the particle should do against the friction? F into D, half mg into A. That work, it does moving from here to here. That is a certain portion of kinetic energy it had once it reaches to the point C. From that kinetic energy only, that portion goes. Then other kinetic energy remaining should be here. In other words, the energy used to, right, do work against the friction plus here kinetic energy, that total should be equal to what? Initial energy. Okay. Therefore, you can write half m v d squared, the kinetic energy at D. Once the particle comes from C to D, the energy it needs to do work against friction given by Fd. F is the frictional force given as half mg. The distance is A. This energy it need to do work against the friction. This total should be equal to kinetic energy at C half m Vc squared. Okay. Then here you get another 5 marks here, 5 marks here, 5 marks here. Right. Then Vd squared we can write if m half half you can cancel down. Vd squared you can write here. Vc squared is this u squared minus 4ga, right? And this ga you can take right hand side minus ga. Then Vd squared we get u squared minus 5ga, right? Then here we get another 5 marks for the final answer, right? Okay, what is asking next? Show that the speed w of the bead p just before it leaves the wire at f is highest point is given by u squared minus 9ga. Right. Okay, now it is not people always compulsory to use the potential energy equals 0 level, right, as the first level you have considered. According to your willingness, you can select for the second part of the question another PE 0 level. It anyway does not affect to final answer. So therefore, for the DEF motion of the particle, since we know the velocity here, we found no. I take the new potential energy 0 level as DC level. You can take like that, but you have to mention that. Huh? You have to mention that. Write down like this. Right? Let for the motion DEF, let for the motion DEF of particle Q, the potential energy 0 level B, the potential energy 0 level B, BEB, the level DC, the level DC, the level DC. Then we can write, if this is the potential energy 0 level, at this position, the particle has only the kinetic energy. Here, potential plus kinetic energy. This velocity given as W. Given as W, right? Then I can write here total energy should be equal to here total energy. Here half m VD squared, over there half m W squared plus mg to a. Right, here we get 5 marks, another 5 marks, another 5 marks. Then by this subject substituting for this d squared, that answer. We can write W squared, no, half this m you can cancel down. Okay, W squared you can then take VD squared minus 4GA. Then substitute for this VD squared. VD squared is U squared minus 5GA minus 4GA. W squared is therefore U squared minus 9GA. For this you get another 5 marks. Right. And also asking the last part of the question. Find the reaction on the bead P from the wire at this instant. Right. So once the particle reaches here, right, weight mg, normal reaction R. Right. Now we can apply F equals ma. Apply F equals ma towards the center. mg is the force acting towards center minus R. mg minus R. mg minus R. Equals, what is the central acceleration? M W squared over A. Subject R, bring this right hand side and bring this side. R equals mg minus m upon a W squared. W squared is this, U squared minus 9GA. For this 5 marks come in. For this another 5 marks. Simplifying this, take the answer for R. R you get as m upon a 10GA minus U squared. 10GA minus U squared. For this, we get another 5 marks. People this way, we get the answer. This is how we take that. See that question is very easy question in the paper in the year 2021. Right. This is the end of the discussion today.